Modern minds are shattered by endless interruptions. Multitasking is a lie, a celebration of scattered weakness. Every distraction robs you of your legacy, diluting your power. If you're still drowning in the noise, still scattering your energy, still mistaking motion for progress, then you're already losing. But if you're ready to embrace deep focus, to fortify your mind, and to forge your destiny, then this is for you. Welcome to the war on distraction. They've fed you a poisoned gospel, that doing more means being more. That 1,000 half-finished things somehow outweigh one completed masterpiece. That juggling endless tasks is the hallmark of the ambitious. Lies. Every single one. Multitasking isn't a skill, it's a silent executioner. It fractures your mind, poisons your focus, and drains your soul drop by drop. They don't tell you this because they want you distracted. They want you broken, submissive, too scattered to build anything real. Because a focused mind is a dangerous mind, a lethal weapon, a threat to the system. Every distraction is an assassin disguised as urgency, wrapped in dopamine. Notifications, messages, noise, they creep in like parasites. You think you're in control, but you're not. You're bleeding seconds, minutes, hours. Your legacy is being drained by your own hand. You scroll while your vision rusts. You swipe while your strength sleeps. And every time you shift your attention, you're not just wasting time, you're abandoning your mission. The future you were meant to build is now buried under endless interruptions. Your crown lies in the dirt, untouched. Not because you weren't worthy, but because you weren't present. The disease of distraction is not passive. It's violent. It hunts your discipline. It devours your hunger. And if you let it, it will chain you to mediocrity for life. The weak, they praise this disease. They wear it like armor, proud of their busyness, unaware it's killing them. Proud of being available to everyone, yet present for nothing. But the strong, the truly relentless, they know better. They vanish from the noise. They become ghosts in a world of chaos. Their silence is a weapon. Their solitude is sacred. They choose depth over speed, obsession over convenience, purpose over popularity. Because they know nothing real is ever built in distraction. Power is forged in focus. Mastery demands isolation. Greatness requires sacrifice. And every second stolen by distraction is a second that could have been used to rise. So shut the door. Kill the noise. Burn the illusion. This world is designed to keep you distracted, weak, forgettable. But you weren't born to be scattered, you were born to dominate. And domination begins where distraction ends. You will never touch true power until you learn to be alone completely, brutally alone with your craft, your vision, and the war inside your mind. True mastery isn't born in the crowd. It isn't forged in noise, or applause, or shallow effort. It is carved in silence, built through relentless focus so deep it bends reality itself. It's in that undisturbed solitude where legends are built, and where the weak are broken. You want to rise? Then understand this: depth determines destiny. The deeper you go into your work, the more unstoppable you become. Masters don't skim the surface, they drown in the obsession. They don't flirt with their vision, they marry it. They shut out the world because they know the world is a liar. The world sells distraction like candy, but only the starved mind takes the bait. The weak, they fear silence. They avoid the stillness. It confronts them with everything they've tried to hide: their doubts, their insecurities, their lack of purpose. So they run into distractions, into noise, into cheap, shallow inputs that feel like progress but leave them empty. They believe that being busy is being productive, that a wandering mind is harmless. Fools. But the strong know better. They understand the battlefield is within. They know that deep focus is a blade, cold, sharp, surgical. It cuts through chaos. It severs the meaningless. It demands everything, but in return, it gives you everything. While others drown in noise, you rise in silence. While others chase 100 goals, you devour one and make it yours. Deep focus isn't a skill. It's a weapon. One that very few have the discipline to wield. It's painful. It's isolating. It's raw. But it's in that pain where you find your edge. In that solitude where you find your power. The stronger you become, the more addicted you get to silence, to concentration, to control. Because in this world of constant noise, those who master focus don't just survive, they dominate. So don't run from the silence. Enter it. Don't fear the isolation, claim it. Let others drown in distraction while you build an empire in stillness. Let them laugh, scroll, and fade into obscurity. You were never meant to be like them. You were meant to lock in and take everything. A scattered mind is the silent killer of potential. It drifts, wanders, chases shadows, and in doing so, it forgets its own strength. You've been fed the illusion that motion means progress. That being constantly busy somehow makes you important. But motion without direction is just chaos in disguise. The world celebrates the spinning wheel, never questioning if it's moving forward or just burning out. The truth is this: your mind is your battlefield. It is either your greatest ally or your slowest death. It can carve mountains or collapse beneath them. It can be a weapon that slices through doubt, fear, and failure, or it can rot into a wasteland, overrun by distraction and indecision. Focus is the blade. Precision is the strike. And discipline is the sharpening stone. If your mind is dull, scattered by constant noise, poisoned by busyness, numbed by digital sedation, you will never cut through the complexity of greatness. You will never lead, never build, never conquer. The weak will tell you they're grinding. They'll brag about how busy they are, how many things they're juggling. But busyness is not progress. It's a performance, a desperate act to avoid the hard truth. They're afraid to slow down because they'll see how little they've actually moved. The strong, those rare, Brutal few, they don't chase motion. They chase clarity, stillness, precision. They take the chaos of the world and cut through it. They shape their mind like a weapon, every thought refined, every action deliberate, every hour accounted for. They don't multitask. They lock in. They go deep. They break things. Your mind was never meant to be passive. It was meant to dominate. But only if you forge it. Only if you choose to sharpen it against resistance, against solitude, against boredom. Every distraction you let indulge your etch. Every worthless task you chase turns your mind to rust. So ask yourself, what are you building? A weapon or a wasteland? Because there is no middle ground. Focus isn't optional. It's war. You either train your mind to cut, or you let it rot. The world won't wait. The clock won't stop. And mediocrity never sleeps. Sharpen your mind. Cut through everything. Or be buried by it. The space around you is not neutral. It either sharpens you or softens you. It either fuels your fire or extinguishes it. Your environment is a silent force, always pulling, always shaping, always influencing whether you rise or rot. And only fools let it decide their fate. The weak, they accept whatever chaos surrounds them. They build nothing. They adapt to noise, to clutter, to comfort. They believe that environment is harmless, as if greatness can grow in a swamp of distraction. They try to do deep work in shallow waters, and then wonder why they drown in mediocrity. But the strong, the few who rise above the noise, they build fortresses. They create boundaries not just around their time, but around their mind. They know deep work is sacred, and sacred things are protected by walls. They don't hope for silence, they create it. They don't ask for space, they take it. They don't adapt to their environment, they bend it to their will. Your environment must be engineered, controlled, ruthlessly. Every detail matters: the sounds, the people, the energy, the chaos you allow into your kingdom. Because make no mistake, your mind is your kingdom. And if your fortress is weak, invaders will flood in. Distractions will rot the walls. And your mission will bleed to death in your own home. If you want to think like a king, build like a king. Fortify your focus like it's the last thing that matters, because it is. Build walls around your attention. Guard your time like a throne. Cut off anything, anyone, that poisons your concentration. You don't owe access to the world. You owe victory to yourself. This is not about minimalism. It's about dominance. It's about command. You want deep work? Then create a space that screams one thing: nothing gets in until the war is won. Fortify your environment. Make it hostile to distraction and holy to your vision. Let your space become your weapon. Let it remind you every day that mediocrity is not welcome here. You are not a guest in your own life. You are the architect of your rise. Control everything or fall with everything. Most people don't live, they float. drifting in shallow waters, mistaking movement for meaning. They chase sparks and call them fire. They mistake noise for depth. They touch the surface and convince themselves they've reached the core. But the truth is brutal, they've never even begun. The masses are addicted to comfort. It soothes them, numbs them, traps them. It convinces them that mediocrity is acceptable as long as it doesn't hurt. But comfort is a cage with golden bars. It dulls your edge. It softens your instincts. It whispers lies that keep you small. Take it easy. You're doing enough. You are not. Mediocrity is not harmless, it's a disease. It spreads quietly. It kills silently. It wraps around your dreams like a slow venom, convincing you to settle just a little more each day. And by the time you realize it, the fire inside you is ashes. Not because you didn't have potential, but because you wasted it. The weak defend their comfort. They call discipline too much. They mock struggle. They hide behind balance, never realizing balance without purpose is just stagnation. They fear the pain that transforms. They label obsession as unhealthy because they lack the hunger to understand it. But the strong, the ruthless few, they see mediocrity for what it is, the silent enemy of greatness. They don't flirt with potential. They marry it. They fight for it. They dig deeper than the rest. They don't want ripples, they want to cause earthquakes. They know that real power doesn't come easy. It comes through isolation, obsession, pain, and sacrifice. They understand that greatness is not granted, it's taken. Earned in the trenches while others sleep. Forged in discomfort while others relax. And protected at all costs while others waste theirs on distractions and excuses. If you want to rise, you must declare war on mediocrity. Not tolerate it. Not manage it. Destroy it. You must reject the soft life. The average life. The forgettable life. Because every second you settle is a second you surrender. Every excuse you defend is a battle lost. And every time you choose comfort over challenge, you bury your own potential. Your life is either a warning or a weapon. You either rise or you rot. There is no middle. Choose. Time is not your friend. It does not care. It does not wait. It does not negotiate. It moves with or without you mercilessly. You either rise with it or decay beneath it. There is no neutral. Every second is a blade. It either carves your legacy or cuts it to pieces. The masses drift through time like it's infinite, like they'll always have tomorrow. They treat hours like pennies, worthless, replaceable. And then they wonder why greatness never arrives. But greatness doesn't arrive. It's summoned. It's engineered. It's forged minute by minute in blood, focus, and ruthless intention. The weak curse time. They blame the clock. They say, I didn't have enough. They treat time like an enemy, not realizing they've surrendered their entire life to distraction, to hesitation, to comfort. They let the world dictate their attention, their energy, their every move. Scattered, lost, powerless. But the strong, the architects of their own fate, they become warlords of time. They don't just use it, they own it. They don't beg for time, they command it. Every second is weaponized. Every hour is conquered. Their calendars are battlegrounds. Their routines are armor. Their priorities are sharpened to kill. They understand that time is the most brutal currency in existence, and it's burning whether you use it or not. So they cut the nonsense. They kill the noise. They don't wait for inspiration, they schedule war. They don't try to find time, they make time submit. Because in the end, life isn't about how long you live. It's about how hard you hit while you're alive. 1 hour of deep, focused action is worth more than 1,000 hours of scattered motion. You want to rise? Then build an empire on the bones of wasted time. Conquer your mornings. Dominate your hours. Guard your schedule like your soul depends on it, because it does. Time is either a throne or a grave. The strong make it serve them. The weak become its slaves. You choose. Rise or be erased. Distraction is a plague, an invisible poison that seeps into every corner of your mind, turning sharp edges dull and fierce fire into cold ash. It creeps in disguised as convenience, as harmless breaks, as innocent scrolling. But make no mistake, it's a relentless killer of dreams. It shreds your attention until your mind becomes a barren wasteland where greatness goes to die. But there is power beyond the sickness. Deep focus, raw, unyielding, brutal focus is the antidote. It is the weapon forged in silence and sharpened in solitude. It is the fortress that guards your mind from the chaos of the world, the steel walls that keep your mission alive while others crumble under the weight of noise. Your mind is your greatest weapon or your greatest liability. Left undefended, it becomes a wasteland, ravaged by distraction and decay. But when fortified, it transforms into an unbreakable fortress, a citadel of purpose and precision where potential is not wasted but weaponized. Because make no mistake, wasted potential is the deepest tragedy of all. It's the silent scream of talent buried beneath laziness. The unspoken regret of what could have been if only focus had been chosen over comfort, discipline over distraction. And time, your most precious resource, is the battleground where this war is fought. To rise, you must become a warlord of time. Command every second with ruthless intent. Harness every moment to carve your legacy. There is no room for hesitation, no space for frivolity. Only relentless conquest. If you're ready, truly ready to embrace this battle, to lock in with unwavering focus, to fortify your mind like a fortress, then this is your moment. The war on distraction is already raging. The choice is yours. Sharpen your focus and rise, or succumb to the chaos and fade into nothingness. If this resonated with you, if you are ready to stop drowning in the noise and start embracing deep focus, then hit that subscribe button. This is just the beginning. The journey to greatness is long, but it's worth it. And I'll be here, every step of the way, to guide you. So subscribe now, and let's rise together.